What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a good day. I know I am. I am sitting in a 2018 Toyota Tundra 1794, as if you couldn't tell from the seats. So today, we're gonna take this thing out on a first impressions drive. I kind of do things backwards. A lot of people will do a walk around and tell you all about the vehicle, and then go out and take it for a test drive on their next video. I go the other way around. They just dropped it off, so I wanna tell you how I feel about it, take it out. And then tomorrow we will do a walk around of the entire vehicle, showing you everything that is new for 2018 and everything that the 1794 offers. So if you're new to the channel, I own a 2017 Toyota Tundra Platinum that I built into a Pro. I've also added a supercharger to that Platinum. So there are some things on this first impressions drive I'm really gonna be looking for a little bit differently than some of the other journalists or YouTubers or testers out there. One of my gripes when I first got the Crewmax, I had 4 double cabs, and this Platinum is my first Crewmax, was that it felt heavy, it felt top heavy. It almost felt like the motor didn't give it enough to get up and go. So I'm gonna be testing that. You know, that's gonna be one of the things I'm looking for today on this drive. Does the truck feel sluggish at all? And is there a lot of body sway? Another thing is this truck, as you will see in the pictures, comes with the big chrome 20-inch wheels. I've never driven a Tundra on 20-inch wheels. Actually, that's wrong. My father's Limited has 20-inch wheels, but my Platinum came with 20s. We changed out the wheels and tires before I even took delivery on it. And my test 2017 1794 in the beginning of 2017 was a TRD, so it had the 18-inch wheels. So we're gonna learn a lot today. The hashtag no chrome movement does not exist for the next week because there's so much chrome on this truck. But let's get it out there and see what we think about this 1794. Now, before we get out onto the main road here, there's one thing about Tundras for me when you get up into this level of trim package. None of them feel the same. I don't know. You know, you'd expect to get into, like, if you get into a Ford F-150, most of them kind of just feel the same. It's the same truck with a little more luxury on it, but the 1794 just feels like a different truck. All right, I'm giving it a little pedal here. Doesn't feel sluggish at all, to be honest, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe you don't need to spend that $7,000 on a supercharger. Who knows? But no, it definitely doesn't feel bad at all. But yeah, when you get up into these higher trims, it just feels like a different truck. That's what I said. When I had my 2016 TRD Pro double cab and they gave me a 2017 1794 TRD, it felt like a completely different truck. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat in here is this is a stock 1794. There's not much on it extra. The exhaust sound is pretty okay. It's just the stock exhaust, but it sounds like it's got a little power to it. You're definitely hearing a little bit of noise in the cabin if that's something you don't like. I'm sorry, it sounds great. Again, we have in 2018, we have the 5.7 liter V8, 381 horse, 401 torque. It's the same motor that's been in these trucks since 2007. Nothing's changed, but the good news is this. It's reliable, it's powerful, it's a good motor, it's a good setup with the 6-speed transmission. The fuel mileage isn't the greatest thing in the world, but if you're someone who doesn't mind the fuel mileage, this is the truck to check out. I say this, and I'll say it again, I say it in a lot of videos, especially this time of year. A lot of people think they can't afford this truck because it's so high in price, as we will go over later, but this is the time of year to strike, people. August is tomorrow or the next day, and they're looking to make room for their 2019s. So they're gonna wanna get rid of the 2018s. Do your research, see if a truck has been sitting on a lot for a long period of time. They don't want trucks or cars sitting on their lot a long time. They wanna get them out of here so that you may be able to get a crazy deal. So here's a little acceleration test of the 2018 1794. Let's see what we got. It's definitely got the power. Feels good. Obviously a little bit different of a feeling with a supercharger, but the truck definitely can hold its own. Very comfortable truck. That's one of the things I will say. The 20s really soak up the bumps well. It's not a bumpy ride at all. It's a nice, comfortable ride. I think the one thing that's sticking out the most to me in this ride is how good the exhaust sounds. So before you go out and spend $1,000 or more on an exhaust, keep your stock exhaust for a little while. I don't know how good the camera's gonna pick up on the exhaust, but it sounds really good. You hear that? Oof, you put your foot down on the pedal. It's a very deep, groany sound. It almost reminds me of my father's Ram 1500 that he used to have. That had a really good exhaust on it, but it definitely sounds a little bit different. I don't know what they've done different for 2018 for the exhaust. I'm guessing not much, but it sounds completely different than any other stock Tundra exhaust that I've driven with. But the truck feels really good. Everything about the little bit of things they've done for the interior in 2018, which is, I don't know if you could see it. Obviously, you can't see it up close right now, but everything in here with the, Toyota Safety Sense and the dash, and you could read the digital speedometer now, and it shows you your tire pressures on all your tires all the way around. Small little improvements that made a big deal. It's a different grille on the truck. There's LED headlights with daytime running lights. There's LED fog lights. They're going in the right direction. They're not making huge major changes, but the changes they are making make a difference. The truck, just right there, I had to do a little bit of a sudden brake. The truck doesn't feel like it brake dives. I went around a couple turns. I had the camera off and kind of just drove it for a little while so I could give you guys a real impression and pay attention to what I'm doing as far as, how the truck feels and everything. When I was going around turns with it, it doesn't really feel like it has a lot of body sway. Maybe I'm just used to it by now, but this truck actually feels excellent. I remember when I first got in my Platinum, when I first got it last year, and I was a little disappointed. I felt like it didn't feel fast. And I know it's a truck, it's not necessarily supposed to feel fast, but it just felt really sluggish. This thing feels really good. I'm a little impressed. It's just telling me I should have got a 1794. These are definitely my favorite trucks as far as Tundras go, trim-wise. Not really including the TRD Pro, but this is definitely one of my favorites for sure. I don't know if you could hear it, but I also love the new chime that comes from the blinker. The truck really does get up and go well, I must say. Not really having any cons about this truck right now. I think, like I said, the things they did in 2018 for the dash and everything is great. I love the color in here. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of the tan or orange, whatever you want to call it. So on the steering wheel here, there's a little bit of, it almost feels like, it obviously has a wood grain look, but it feels like it's rubber. I really like that. I wish that was on the Platinum. The Platinum is like a leather stitching all the way around. This definitely feels comfortable and it's grippy, and that's the good part about the steering wheel. Yeah, overall the pickup is good, braking is good, turning is good, acceleration is good, visibility is fantastic all the way around. It's like you're in a big fishbowl. We've talked about that in the Platinum, in the Crewmax. There's a ton of space in this cab. We talked about this on the live stream last night. Best part about the Tundra Crewmax, double cab too, but the Crewmax for sure, you don't feel like you're in any kind of a tight situation. And what I mean a lot with that is what I'll show you when we pull over in a minute, the driver area, the driver cockpit, if you will. You're closed in because of the center console, but you're not too closed in where you can't, stretch your legs a little bit. So overall, this truck is definitely getting an A+ for me on its first day with me. So we'll see how we feel in a week. So this is what I was talking about with the driver's compartment. As you can see, you're closed off because of the center console and the shifter and everything. So you got your own little area over here, but it's not a cramped area. A lot of room for the legs. Very good. I like to be closed off from everything else, so that way if your passenger drops a bottle or anything, it won't roll under and go to the pedals. I like everything they got going on here, but I love the amount of space for sure. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my first driving impression of this truck. So far, so good. Day one, not even. This is the first hour I've had the truck. I love it. And we will do a walk around tomorrow on the videos, but look at these seats. How could you not like these seats? That is my question. As far as the driving of the truck, I've driven a lot of Tundras now, and I must say the first impression of this truck is the best first impression I've ever had of any Tundra I've ever driven, and I'm not just saying that. This truck was a pleasure to drive. It was fun. It felt fast. It felt like it had some decent handling on it, which is not the way I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it was going to be, with the 20-inch big chrome wheels, it would feel really heavy. No supercharger, obviously it would feel different. I was almost afraid of what it would feel like. But to be honest with you, it felt fast. It felt awesome. I was impressed with it. I'm not saying don't get a supercharger. I'm just saying drive it stock first if you're coming up into the Tundra and see how you really feel about it before you spend $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on that. The truck felt great. Even the body sway, which is the thing I always talk about on the truck. When I first got my Platinum, I said that the Crewmax felt like the truck had a big sail in the wind, the way it was bouncing back and forth when you drive it. This truck felt planted. It is completely stock. There's barely anything extra. We'll go over it tomorrow. There's like a spray-on bed liner, There's some side steps. That's it. Everything else is bone stock on this truck. So I don't know. I'm very impressed with it. So far, so good. I'm going to do a lot of things with this truck this week. I'm going to learn everything I can about it. It's a 1794. It is the premier trim for the Tundra 2014 and up, if you don't include the TRD Pro. This is the one. This is their flagship truck, their Western theme, and I really like it. And the driving experience was fantastic. Eventually, we're going to take it out on the highway. We're going to see how good the fuel mileage is. But so far, the comfort, the feel, you know, I took it about 15 miles today all the way around. I did some twisty roads. I did some back roads. I did some high-speed roads. I did a little bit of everything I needed to do. And I'm very impressed and happy with the way it feels. So if you have any questions about the truck, about the feel, please ask. I'm here to help. If you have any suggestions for videos, ask away. I'm here to help. I'm going to say my #1 takeaway from that test drive, my favorite thing, was the sound of the stock exhaust. I don't know if they've changed it, like I said, from 2017 and before, but it was fantastic. You guys got to check it out. Again, if you're looking for a Tundra and you think you can only afford an SR5, go to the dealership. Go try. You never know what's going to happen. It's that time of year where they give crazy deals. But if I can help in any way, let me know. Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 @gmail.com. Living that 1794 life.